What's going on to whoever may be watching this, and welcome back to the Sixth Men. This past week in the NBA, there's been a lot going on between the finals, Team USA, and potential trades. So let's just hop right into it. The first thing that we're going to be talking about is the finals. The finals is currently 2-1 in favor of the Suns.
First thing we're going to talk about is Giannis. He's definitely the biggest difference maker. He's showing up now. He's averaging like 40 against the Suns. He's doing a great job. He's clearly unstoppable, the most dominant player on the court. He finally had some help in Game 3 with Drew Holiday hitting 5 threes.
Another thing about Giannis is last game he shot 17 free throws and the Suns as a team shot 16. First two games for the Suns were looking really good. The home court was definitely helping them. When Book made it to Milwaukee, Game 3, he shot 3 for 11 in the whole entire game and sat, what was it?
He sat
the whole fourth quarter.
Yeah, they sat him, so everyone thought he was maybe injured.
There's a possibility that Booker may be injured. We don't really know. If the Suns do not have Booker during this series, it's going to be a big problem for them. They obviously need him, as well as CP3 performing at high levels. And the next person that we're going to talk about is Ayton. I don't know what happened to Ayton. He was in early foul trouble.
He was actually doing great when he first started. He had like 12 points in the first quarter, and then Giannis just kept driving on him, kept getting him to foul trouble.
This was Ayton's worst game in the whole entire playoffs, which is honestly fine. He was performing at high levels throughout the whole entire playoffs, so one bad game I wouldn't really worry about. The biggest thing that the Suns need to worry about is Booker, and they need to make sure he's ready for Game 4.
Even though the Suns had a really bad game, Cam Johnson had probably the craziest dunk of the finals so far. Poster right over PJ Tucker. A lot of people say it was a charge. Honestly, I'm all for the fucking blocking foul.
PJ Tucker sure thought it was a charge.
I would
very
too.
Happy.
If I got dunked on, I'm saying it's charged out too.
Even if there was nowhere near a charge, you can't just like let that happen. You gotta at least like, dude, I thought it was a charge. You
gotta play it out, yeah.
You can't be that embarrassed, or you can't get that embarrassed.
Yeah.
So right now it's 2-1. If I had to pick who's gonna win Game 4, even if there's a healthy Book out there, Ayton's top notch, I'm still taking Bucks to win it and tie it up. The home team is gonna be dominating this series in my opinion. So after this, they go 2-2. I think if they go back to Phoenix, Phoenix is gonna win the next one. I think the home court is going to be the biggest difference maker in this whole entire series.
I completely agree. The home team clearly wins every single game, it looks like. It's going to come down to who can play on the road, because Game 4 is going to be in Milwaukee, Game 5 is going to be in Phoenix, and then 6 Milwaukee, 7 Phoenix. So it's going to come down to who can really make plays on the road. I have the Bucks winning Game 4, but I had the Suns winning in 7. I said 6 originally in the first video during the finals, but I have them in 7 now.
I think this series is definitely going 7 games. I'm not honestly too sure who the hell is going to win it, but if I had to pick, I think I'm going to take the Bucks because Giannis is starting to turn up. Second thing we're going into is Team USA. They've played 3 games. Luckily, they just won the 3rd game, but the biggest talks is what happened during the first 2 games.
So the first game versus Nigeria, they lost by, I believe 3 or 4, and then the second game they lost to Australia. We were both shocked that happened.
I couldn't believe it.
The team overall should blow out every single other team that they play. Looking at the lineups though, their lineup really isn't the best. They don't really have a rim protector. They only have Draymond Green, who's really a big man, and Bam Adebayo. But Bam's only 6'9", so he's not really a shot blocker.
Neither is Draymond. Draymond's not a shot blocker either. They're both great defenders, but as a whole, they're not shot blockers.
Exactly. They also don't really have a true playmaker. The only true playmaker they have is Draymond.
Who isn't really a true playmaker. He's a great playmaker, don't get us wrong, but still, do you want Draymond running your offense? On top of the team really not having a lot of playmaking, they really just have a lot of ISO ball players. You have Bradley Beal, Lillard, KD. They're all ISO balls. Tatum especially is a big ISO baller. That's why the Celtics suck. In my opinion, because you have Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum doing ISO ball only, but we're talking about Team USA. God bless America. Team USA is going to need to step it up, which they did in Game 3, but it's just honestly unbelievable that they lost 2 exhibition games.
So Team USA actually hasn't lost 2 exhibition games in over 20 years?
20 plus years they haven't lost 2 exhibition games, and within 48 hours they lost 2. So there's a great stat for you. At the end of the day, is this going to be a problem for Team USA? No.
Fuck no.
No. We're going to fucking win. We're going to win gold or whatever the hell. We ain't losing shit.
If they don't, though,
if they don't, that'd be pretty embarrassing.
Very embarrassing.
Not worried. It's just honestly shocking that this happened to Team USA. Last thing we're going to talk about is the current trade news in the NBA. So recently, there's been a lot of news, especially with the finals kind of getting to an end, of moves that a lot of teams are looking for. 3 players that we're going to be looking at is Sexton, Lonzo, and Ben Simmons. So I'm going to be talking about the first trade, which is Sexton to the Knicks, which has just been surfaced the past couple days. Because it's my favorite team, I'm obviously talking about it. Would I want Sexton on the Knicks? Yes. If you look at the playoffs, we had 0 scoring, and that is what Sexton does. He scores the basketball. The reason why I really wouldn't want Sexton is playmaking. He's not the best playmaker, but as a scoring threat, they definitely need someone like him. So with trades, obviously, you have to give something up. What do you think the Knicks would have to give up to maybe acquire Sexton?
All right, if I'm the Knicks GM, I'm giving up a young player, either Obi Toppin or Quickly, and a first-round pick. And you can throw someone else in there. You have to at least give up a young player and a first-round draft pick for Colin Sexton. Because he does average 20 points per game. He is a scorer. Yes, he's on the Cavs.
He's a great scorer.
He's a legit scorer.
Yes. As a Knicks fan, I would hate to see Quickly go. He had a great rookie season, but if we're getting a dominant scorer right off the bat, I think I'd have to give it up. But at the end of the day, Sexton's a great scorer. We do need a little playmaking, but if the Knicks can acquire him with not giving up too much, I'd take him.
Second trade we saw was Lonzo Ball to the Clippers. I actually love that trade.
Huge fan.
I'm not a Clippers fan. I'm a Lakers fan, but I do love that trade for the Clippers. He fits in perfectly. They need a playmaker. Rondo, he wasn't that good for them in the postseason. You know, I mean, maybe Lonzo will be better. He honestly just fits their identity. Like, he's a tall point guard, 6'7", 6'8". He can guard multiple positions.
That's what the Clippers are.
Yeah.
That's what the Clippers are. They have a bunch of dudes that can guard a bunch of different positions. That's what they did in the playoffs. When they had Kawhi healthy, they had Kawhi, PG, Terrence Mann, Marcus Morris, all switching. You set a pick, we're switching here, we're switching here, we're switching here. That's what Lonzo is. He's going to be a playmaker that they need. He's going to be a defender, that fits their identity. And he has size. All 3 of those things are exactly what the Clippers need. If I'm the Clippers, if I have to give someone up for this trade, or I don't really know what Lonzo's market value is at the moment, especially him being on the Pelicans, having an kind of year. He has been improving, but if I'm the Clippers, when I'm giving up either Pat Bev,
T-Man,
or Rondo. I'd hate to give up T-Man, bro. Terrence Mann, I love his size. I love his play style. He's a fucking Rottweiler on the court.
German Shepherd, no pool.
But I don't know if I can find a way to keep Terrence Mann, I'm keeping him. If I have to get rid of him, I'll have to get rid of him. But I'm definitely getting rid of either Lonzo or Pat Bev. Maybe a first and a second or 2 seconds. Like I said, I don't really know his market value, but would I want this trade to happen if I'm the Clippers? Yes. Last but not least, the player that everyone is wondering where the fuck he's going, Benjamin Buttonsworth Simmons. He's fucking trash.
Why does he wear a shooting sleeve?
We've been over it, but at the end of the day, the man needs to get traded. He needs to get off the Sixers.
If I'm Daryl Morey, yeah, get rid of this guy, man. He doesn't show up in the playoffs. He just doesn't shoot. He's scared to shoot, man.
We're done with the single. No one cares about his stupid single. You can have 7, 7, and 7 every night.
Exactly.
No one cares.
Exactly. If I'm Daryl Morey, I'm calling up Washington for Brad Beal, or I'm calling up Portland for Damian Lillard. Telling you, Damian Lillard and Joel Embiid will be a dominant duo.
That'd be a force of nature.
Favored in the East. Another team that I was looking at that could be a good team for Ben Simmons could be the Timberwolves.
Now, I never understood this one because it just never made sense. Like, for me, like, you went through this trouble to get D'Lo. If you're gonna get Ben, you're gonna have to give up D'Lo. The only thing that Ben's gonna give you as a team is defense. We know he can't shoot, and D'Lo was the shooter. The Timberwolves, I guess, have a lot of offense, so maybe they can use Ben. But personally, I think he should change his position. This is gonna sound blasphemous, but let's just take a team, for instance, like the New York Knicks. If the Knicks picked up Ben, I'm playing him at the center.
I agree.
Why the fuck not?
Exactly.
He would be like a power forward center.
He'd be great.
He's 6'10", 6'11". That's like a lot of the size. That's he's taller than Bam. It's just that I don't know what they're gonna do with him, and I don't know where he's gonna go or what he's gonna do.
Hold on, another team we got. Scratch the Knicks, scratch Timberwolves.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't want him on the Knicks.
Listen,
it was just an example.
I have a proposition, all right? You are the Warriors right now. I said, listen, I'll give you Ben Simmons and Thybulle for Draymond.
Thybulle.
Draymond and Wiggins. Are you not taking that trade? He's an upgraded Draymond, I feel like.
Ben Simmons and Thibault, 2 defenders.
Or something along those lines for Draymond
and
Wiggins. Like, something along those lines. He's better. He'll be a better Draymond, or he'll be the same Draymond, just more athletic. He played the Draymond role, you know?
That's a very interesting, honestly.
I don't know what else you throw in there.
I think you'd have to pull trig on that one.
You might have to.
Where did you think of that?
I saw it online.
Oh. Typical.
Yep. Overall, I believe that Simmons will get traded to the Portland Trailblazers.
Wow.
Don't know what it will be, but I believe that Damian Lillard will be a Sixer next year.
That would be insane. They'd have to give up Ben, another player, maybe a pick or 2. But that would be that'd be blockbuster. That'd be a huge trade. I honestly would love to see the Embiid, Lillard duo. That'd be insane. That's that for today. Check out our TikTok. Hit the like button, maybe the subscribe button.
Hit the bell.
We're trying to get better at this. We're upgrading everywhere we could, but I'm telling you, it's going to get better. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.